What's going on, everybody? The hair here back, Mr. MMA Investing, Joe, the Italian Stallion, whatever you want to call him, the best in the world right here. He's back. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing good, dude. Got a little Bellator action.
Bellator action. We rarely do it, but of course, when you have Yoel Romero, the freak, the Brazilian crazy guy himself, we got to do it. So here it is, Bellator 266.
Yep.
Bellator 266. I was sure about that. I was testing my friend right here, right? Very excited for this because we haven't seen Romero since he's been in the UFC. Yes, he mentioned he's 44, I believe, right?
Yeah.
He could easily be 64. He could easily be 56. He could easily be 26.
No.
We have no idea the way they do it over there in Brazil. So it's very tough. It reminds me of that Luis Ortiz from boxing. They don't know. They don't really know his age either. They just say, I think they say he's 33, 34, but he might be a lot older according to the document. So it's crazy. It's some crazy stuff over there. Nonetheless, go ahead.
It's like in WWE where they just own like age and location.
Yeah, some of them they say from parts unknown and shit. So, yeah, but yeah, nonetheless, your main event, Yoel Romero, the Soldier of God versus Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis. How do you see this fight going? This is interesting.
Dude, yeah, this one's super weird. And personally,
Yes.
I would have loved to see the Yoel Romero and Anthony Johnson fight much more than this one.
Yep.
Just because Phil Davis is so boring, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a fighter and like hats off to the guy, no disrespect. But I mean, like from a entertainment aspect, I mean, it's tough to watch the guy sometimes. It's always the pop the long jab out there, wrestle a bit, grind out some time, push you to the cage, so on and so forth. But contrary to that, Yoel's the opposite, right? He's explosive. He hits hard. He's like a truck, and he's athletic as hell. And it's going to be very, very hard to do that to Yoel, right? It's going to be very hard to wrestle with him, get him to the ground and hold him there, to really strike with him and feel safe doing that. But stylistically, man, this is probably the worst matchup I think they could have made for Yoel here. I mean,
I know.
like Yoel's 44, like I said. He hasn't fought in a bit now. And just from some of the pictures I've seen, he looks – I don't ever want to say Yoel Romero looks out of shape because the guy's 44 and he still looks like a Greek god.
Yep.
But, I mean, for Yoel Romero
First standards, yeah.
exactly, for Yoel Romero standards, he looks a little chubbier, I guess you could say. He's still solid as a rock, but he just looks a little less out of shape. And I'm not saying that means too much, really, but it just makes me question, like, if age is finally catching up to him, how hard is he really training for this? And Phil Davis, he's older too, but he still looks really good, man. I just think it's going to be a very, very hard stylistic fight for Yoel to get really any offense going. Phil's never been knocked out in his whole career, and he's just one of those guys just super hard to get any offensive going, man. Like we saw even Nemkov. I know he beat him soundly, but it was just hard for Nemkov to really get anything going against Phil. He's so long. He keeps his hands out there. He wrestles. And I just kind of see that happening, man. I just see Phil pumping that jab out there and just Yoel kind of having a tough time getting inside. He'll probably have some moments where he explodes in, maybe gets Phil a little off balance and things. But I think just, as the fight goes on, I think Phil is just going to do a little bit much more each round, just land a little bit more, just kind of like Jake Paul did against Woodley. But
Yeah.
I think
a whole nother situation, but yeah.
No kidding, right? But I think Yoel's going to have the bigger moments here, but I think Phil's just going to do a little bit more, man, each round and get himself a victory here, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, definitely hit on the button. Yeah, Mr. Davis isn't your world beater. He isn't your I must see TV fighter to watch for sure. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, he's an unfortunate matchup for Yoel, and especially being in Bellator, because in Bellator, when they get these ex-UFC guys, they like to elevate him. You thought they would have put him against someone that would fit his critique a little better for sure. That's what I would have thought. They didn't do that. They went the opposite direction for sure. And it could very well be a 3 or 5 round, very boring fight for sure, with Davis coming out on top.
Yeah.
Now it really depends if we get the very low volume Yoel. Yeah, I think it'll go that route where Davis just does enough to win. It's boring, and Yoel just goes, I fight. What do you mean I fight? That kind of stuff, right? Or if we get explosive, high volume Yoel, which I haven't really seen a whole lot, right?
Yeah.
If we could get him, if he just explodes and does his crazy shit that he does, catches Phil Davis, maybe. Yeah, Phil Davis never been knocked out, but there's a first time for everything, right? If Yoel is on that Bellator sauce, if you know what I mean, it just seems like the water is different in Bellator. We speak about their heavyweight champ. What's his name? What the fuck's his name? He was light heavyweight champ and heavyweight champ.
Bader, Ryan Bader.
Yes, Bader looks like a whole different dude in Bellator. Just yeah, like, and I like Bader too, but he was on that Bellator sauce for sure. Maybe put some of that sauce in Yoel's water, and yeah, do it, bro. Elevate him because he's funny, man. He's in interviews, he's hilarious because of course he has that voice, the Michael Bisping, I love you, that shit. Yeah, he has it. It's funny, it's captivating. He's scary as fuck. The soldier of God character that he does. I want him to win. I definitely want him to win. I want to do more impersonations. I want him to see it. I want to beat my ass too, bro. Fuck it. And I want him to win. But yeah, I mean, you make some great points about Phil Davis. And again, I don't want it to be one of those just boring decision victories and Yoel's just going, I fight, that stuff. I don't want to see that. I want to see him win, but I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. Bellator's crazy. That's why we don't cover it a whole lot. I'm not shitting on it, but Yoel, we both like Yoel. We just wanted to see. I'm intrigued. I'm gonna see that fight at least on that card.
Yeah, it's like you said, I think it's just poor matchmaking here, dude. I mean, you're bringing Yoel Romero in. I'm sure they spent a good amount of money getting him over and paying him. You would think they would want to give him somebody that stylistically it makes for a banger fight. And stylistically, you can maybe get like a highlight knockout or something. You can kind of promote that and bring a little bit of a UFC audience in or something, or a casual. But yeah, I think it's probably the worst fight to give Yoel. Yeah. Not exactly in terms of like him losing the fight, but just like in terms of like the hype of the fight, right? Like whoever Phil Davis fights, just not going to be a fun fight, but whatever.
We'll see. And for your casuals too, because a casual tuning in, oh, I remember Yoel from the UFC.
Yeah.
If it is a boring fight, which this could very well be, yeah, they're going to be like, oh, this is no wonder Bellator. No wonder he's a Bellator. Exactly. So I don't know who made that, who decided that. If Coker did it, I mean, do better, Coker. But if I'm running it, of course, like you said, you want to put it against, you want to make it exciting, bro. Bellator doesn't have near the audience the UFC does. The last thing you want in your hands is a very boring fight. And the casuals, because those are your target audience, is to be, fucking Bellator, change. I'll put it on the fucking Bachelor or something. You don't want that. You don't want that, bro.
So, dude, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see, man.
Whatever they do, they have to do everything in their power to make that Rumble Johnson and Yoel Romero fight happen eventually. I know Rumble's technically in the light heavyweight Grand Prix now. You got that first win over Jose Augusto, or whatever his name is. But you got to make that fight at some point, man. So we'll see. Hopefully it happens, comes to fruition.
I hope it happens too. Did it from the best. We don't do a whole lot of Bellator, but we had to do this one. Maybe we'll do more in the future. Who knows? MMA Investing, Joe the Italian Stallion, Patreon, Instagram. Go follow it, subscribe, like, comment. The Hair and the Beard Podcast official. Out.